Hello and welcome to the Spence Dogs Lounge. It's me, your host, the Spence Dog, and as you can see, we're outside today. I'm going to try to make a little bit of a effort to switch up the locations around the house where I record my videos, and I decided it's time to do an outside video, so I'm giving that a shot. So, this past week, the week of May 10th, 2017, I was able to read, once again, some more cool comics, as usual, and let's get talking about them. So we had Detective Comics number 956. This was the conclusion of the League of Shadows arc, and I liked it. It was a pretty good story. Yeah, there were a lot of twists and turns that happened in this. Really don't want to spoil too much on this one, because I think it's worth reading if you've been reading this. So I'm just, yeah, no spoilers for this one by me. The writing was good, but the art, it did look a little bit sloppy, but it did hold up overall. Overall, great issue by James Tynion and the gang. I'm gonna have to give this one an 8 out of 10. And the next issue I'm going to talk about is Red Hood and the Outlaws number 10, another Bat book. And yeah, this is another great title that I've been thoroughly enjoying from the DC Rebirth movement. So far we see that Bizarro, Jason, and Artemis, they are still in Karak, and it looks like Artemis, she's been reunited with her friend Aquila, and apparently in the previous issue we found out she was killed by Artemis and Diana, and now she's back and alive, and it sort of explained that this dictator dude sort of brought her back to life to get the Bow of Ra. But the big question is, who has the Bow of Ra? And it's revealed in this issue this dictator dude doesn't have the Bow of Ra, and then huge spoilers coming up right here. It looks like Aquila has the Bow of Ra. So interested to see how this story arc is going to get resolved. Once again, another really good title that's worth checking out and reading from the DC Rebirth universe. And one of my favorite moments from this book, it was a little bit depressing and dark. It was the interplay between Jason and his Robin ego or persona, however you want to call it, but it was sort of dark and heavy reading it, but it showed a huge improvement or step in the right direction of Jason's characterization, in my opinion. He is trying to become a new person, is trying to bury and destroy his former self as a Robin, and wants to do things his own way on his own terms. So I see that as a little bit of a character growth or development for Jason. And yeah, overall, this has been a really fun book, and the art alone is worth the price of admission. Dexter Soy does a great job, and he draws one creepy Joker in this issue. And yeah, really can't complain. Really liking this series so far. Gonna have to give it an 8.5 out of 10 for this issue. Let's get to the stuff from Marvel. We have Weapon X number 3. Yeah, I've been actually enjoying this so far. As of right now, we sort of have the band is getting together. We have Old Man Logan and Sabretooth and Domino. They've officially met up now, and Domino, she was able to go toe-to-toe with the killer cyborgs that are going after both her, Logan, and Sabretooth, but it looks like Warpath and Lady Deathstrike, they are in captivity at some Weapon X location where we don't know where it is. But overall, really good issue. The art is still holding up pretty well. I know Greg Land is also responsible for the art duties on this title, and I know he is sort of like a controversial figure. Personally, I don't see anything wrong with Greg Land's art at this point, so yeah. And also the story is still holding up pretty well. And let's get to this one. This is going to be a little bit of a rant, but just bear with me. We have X-Men Blue number 3. Good issue, but man, oh man, if you start changing the art throughout the book, that's gonna really bother me. Like, I love comic books; they're a great visual medium, but once you start making consistent art changes throughout your book, that's a problem that needs to be fixed. Like, I loved Jorge Molina's art, and then like seeing his artwork and then switching to a different style, it was not aesthetically pleasing to my eyes. So the story, it was still good overall. Basically we found out that there's these group of Sentinels who've been created by Bastion. I'm not sure if that's the correct name of the X-Men villain, but he wants to create the Sentinels to do good so he can destroy the mutants further into the future. Really interesting concept right there, like, because the Sentinels, they've been a consistent X-Men villain throughout the past couple of decades in the comics, so it's interesting to see like a shift of them from like being bad to good. I thought it was pretty cool, but overall I'm gonna have to give this issue a 7 out of 10. Come on Marvel, fix it. Don't do that again. Get your art together. Come on. But yeah, still decent issue. And then last but not least, Rock Candy Mountain number 2. This is the second Image comic series I'm giving a try and loving every single minute I am reading this. Basically, the gist of this comic is there's this guy named Jackson, and he thinks he has found a map to the fabled Rock Candy Mountain, which is like hobo paradise. And this book, it's a lot of fun. It's written by Kyle Starks, who did Sex Castle a while back. I haven't read it, but I definitely do want to give it a try down the road. But anywho, this book is a lot of fun. It's very funny, and the art is unique. It's in its own way. It's worth checking out. But with Image Comics, like, I'm gonna just give this use this as a tagline. These are mature comics for mature readers. So there is some vulgar stuff that happens in this issue. Really wouldn't recommend this to anyone under the age of 18, to be perfectly honest. But it's really fun to read, and if you do like creator-owned content comics, read this. It's a blast to read. And then, yeah, that's it for this past week. Pretty light week for comics, but coming up here in the next week, we will be getting some new stuff, plus a final issue of the Button crossover. Anywho, once again, thanks for checking out my channel. Give me a thumbs up. Comment in the comment section below about these comics. Are you enjoying reading them as well? Thoughts or complaints on the titles? Would love to hear your opinions. But anywho, once again, thanks for checking out my channel, and have a good day.